das war und heute wird's bleihaltig. Wir bieten euch das volle Programm mit Battlefield, Bad Company 2, Medal of Honor und Crysis 2. Heute sind wir hier in der Community Lounge. Ich habe hier einen Gast, den Community Manager von DICE, Mr. Daniel Mattress. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so you had your question and answer session earlier on. How was it?
I feel it was really good. People had loads of good questions, except, well, of course they had good questions for the mod tools and competitive modes, which are not integrated into the game. But I feel it was a very good questions and answers session. What I'm actually here for is to gather feedback from the community and also QA directly to the community. Ask them what they want, what they would like to see in the game, and they gave me some awesome ideas, and well, yeah, it was great.
You mentioned feedback, so I want to know, how do you handle feedback? Is it important for you, and how do you integrate it into the game?
Yeah, feedback is always important, especially if you're a big game developer. Feedback is one of the essences, one of the true essences you apply to in the game. We actually at DICE put up a forum post in their official EA UK forums for the PC side and the NG side, next generation consoles, Xbox 360 and PlayStation. And we just put up a post there saying, what is your biggest issues? What would you like to see in the game? What bugs would you like to have fixed? And we got such a huge response on it. I'm really happy we put it up. So we are actually going to work on that. We have loads of information, we have loads of stuff to do, so that will take some time to sort everything out. And just to mention that we don't prioritize things by request. We just prioritize everything in a bundle, because everything is obviously a high priority for us. So yeah, community feedback is really important for us, definitely.
Thanks. I saw there were a lot of people here, and is there anything special about the Battlefield community?
Yeah, I would say so. I've been involved in the Quake 3 community, the Quake community in whole, a bit in the Counter-Strike community, and what I see in the Battlefield community is that everyone is so motivated to do stuff for the community. You have competitions all over the world. You have really many competitions in the US, Brazil, Australia, Europe is just full of them. And they also are very creative in a way that now they don't have mod tools, but they work with the game, they do events with the game, and they just keep on reporting stuff, they keep on requesting stuff, and that is great, that is really great.
So we had Battlefield Bad Company 1 and Battlefield Bad Company 2, both were huge successes, and what do you think is the main reason for this success?
I think the main reason for Bad Company to be such a success is that when you look at older Battlefield games like Battlefield 42, Battlefield 2, Vietnam, and 2142, they were all pretty similar in the way that the maps were constructed. They were pretty similar in the way that they were very, they were not really linear, they were more sandbox. So the user could do whatever you wanted. And you also had some kind of cooling time there. You could wander off to some edge of the map and just sit there and just relax a while. But in Bad Company 1 and Bad Company 2, since the maps are very, they're very combat oriented with lots of action, you can't really do that. So I think the constant flow of action, the constant flow of Frostbite, the Frostbite engine who has done really well for this, for the games, that is the main thing, I believe.
My last question would be, is there anything you have planned for the community fans could be excited about, like downloadable content?
Yeah, we have, for the community-wise, that is, we have dog tag hunts every month where you can win a stainless steel dog tag with my tag on it and the German community manager ones. Those are really cool. We also have Vietnam coming up. Bad Company 2 Vietnam, that was announced in E3 in July, I think. That will be an expansion pack to Bad Company 2, and I can't say any more about that.
No problem. I thank you for your time.
Thanks.
And it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, same to you. Thanks.
Wir sind hier in der Community Lounge. Genauso wie unten wird auch hier fleißig Medal of Honor gezockt. Wir wollten die Leute einfach mal fragen, was sie vom Spiel halten. Hi, du zockst ja gerade Medal of Honor. Wollte ich einfach mal fragen, wie gefällt es dir denn so?
Ja, mir gefällt es auf jeden Fall sehr gut. Ja, der erste Eindruck perfekt. Ja, ich habe jetzt vielleicht 10 Minuten gespielt, aber ich bin beeindruckt. Also schon lange nicht mehr so ein gutes Spiel gespielt.
Etwas Besonderes, was für dich heraussticht?
Ja, die gute Grafik auf jeden Fall und ja, es ist sehr realistisch. Also ich kenne kein Spiel, das so realistisch ist. Jetzt, ja, der Realismus.
Wie gefällt dir denn das neue Setting von Medal of Honor?
Das Neue, ja, inwiefern jetzt?
Ja, wir sind ja jetzt nicht mehr im Zweiten Weltkrieg, sondern sind ja jetzt in der Neuzeit, Afghanistan-Krieg.
Ja, also ich finde es gut, dass sie mal den Weg eingeschlagen haben, mal was Neues versucht haben und ja, ich denke mal, damit kommen sie auch weit. Also es wird auf jeden Fall ein Erfolg.
Danke sehr. Okay. Du spielst gerade Medal of Honor. Was sagst du? Erste Eindrücke?
Erste Eindrücke sind das jetzt bei mir nicht. Ich habe die Beta schon gespielt, aber hat sich auf jeden Fall einiges getan, auch seit der Beta. Und ja, macht Fun.
Du bist ja gerade Medal of Honor am Spielen. Wie gefällt's dir?
Oh, auf jeden Fall. Erster Eindruck ist auf jeden Fall sehr gut. Ja.
Gibt es etwas, was dir ganz besonders gefällt?
Was mir besonders gefällt? Also irgendwie vom Spielfluss ist irgendwie schon ziemlich gut. Also im Vergleich zu den anderen Spielen, also zu den anderen Ego-Shootern, ist es irgendwie, ja, es spielt sich realistischer.
Weg von den staubigen Wüsten Afghanistans, ab in den Big Apple nach New York. Wir haben uns mal den Executive Producer von Crysis 2 geschnappt. Hier war gerade die Crysis 2 Präsentation. Ich habe mir mal den Executive Producer von Crysis 2 geschnappt, Nathan Camarillo. Hello, Mr. Camarillo. Hello, Nathan.
Hey.
So I have a couple of questions.
No problem.
One of the biggest change in Crysis 2 is the scenario. So why did you choose New York?
Well, for Crysis 2 overall, not just single player, but also multiplayer, we wanted to pick a setting that had more emotional relevance to the player. Crysis 1 was a phenomenal game, a lot of fun. It looked great. But as far as the setting goes, when you played it, we noticed people really didn't care about the island that it took place on. So there was no connection there to the story. And even though the island itself had a story arc that went from beginning to end, it transformed, it changed, it wasn't a place that you cared about. But New York worldwide is a place people care about. They have this fascination with it, this idea of what it is. And so we wanted to pick somewhere that had that kind of power and resonance for the players. And we looked at all the cities in the world, and New York always came up to the top of that list of where we wanted to go for vacation, or where we wanted to play a game, or what we like to look at. Like, it was just the best place.
You talked about the multiplayer. What can people expect from it?
A lot of fun. I mean, that's easy to say, but very hard to make. And we're spending a lot of time. We want to make a multiplayer, not just how some games do, where they add multiplayer on. Like, hey, here's the game and it has multiplayer. I mean, for us, this is a full multiplayer offering that we want to compete with the best multiplayer games on the market out there. We have a really strong top-tier team in Crytek UK. Working on multiplayer for us and with us, and there's over 70 people working exclusively on multiplayer map modes, content, code. I mean, it's awesome.
What is the thing that is outstanding about Crysis that other ego shooters don't have?
Yeah, for Crysis, the big thing, Crysis 2 is the nanosuit. It gives you these temporary godlike powers that let you change and adapt to the combat environment that you're in real time, and you can make very, very quick decisions. So in Crysis 2, we give you a lot of different powers, like different strength and mobility in the suit, but we also give you the ability to turn on armor or stealth, and you can instantaneously react to what's going on in the combat. So if someone throws a grenade at you, in most games you go, oh man, you see the grenade and you know there's no hope for you, you can't get away. But with the nanosuit, it gives you just enough time that you can pop, you turn on your armor, and maybe you can protect yourself from this explosion, and you'll just squeak out. So if you're quick enough on your feet, it's a really cool experience.
That sounds very cool. My last question has nothing to do with the game, but with you.
Oh, okay.
If you would have a nanosuit, which part would you use most often?
The foot, I think. It started in single player. Well, now maybe it's the fist. But the foot started in single player because we put in a feature of kicking taxis. And then when I was in New York, all I wanted to do was go up and kick a taxi, and that would really hurt. But now in multiplayer, we have a perk called Air Combat, or a module that we have called Air Combat, and you can jump off of, like the roof or somewhere above, and you see guys below you, and then you click your melee stick and you rock it towards the ground and punch the ground. And that's a ton of fun, just smashing people. So now it's a toss-up. Would I use the fist most or the foot most? I don't know which it would be.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Das war der Executive Producer von Crysis 2. Was ihr vom Spiel haltet, wir haben nachgefragt. Wie findest du denn das Spiel?
Ja, also eigentlich bin ich PC-Gamer, aber es ist auf jeden Fall ein bisschen beeindruckender als das erste. Zumal die Gebiete einfach cooler sind. New York ist bekannt und ja, ich denke, das wird was Lustiges.
Hi, du bist ja hier fleißig am Zocken und wie sind die ersten Eindrücke so?
Macht Spaß, Grafik ist so, wie ich sie mir vorgestellt habe, wenn nicht noch einen Ticken besser. Das Gameplay mit dem neuen Nano-Suit gefällt mir doch sehr. Und ja, ist einfach ein tolles Gameplay-Feeling. Ich freue mich schon, wenn ich es zu Hause liegen habe und dann mit eigener Mausgeschwindigkeit in Ruhe zocken kann und einfach Spaß macht.
Und der Multiplayer gefällt dir auch?
Auf jeden Fall, aber ich freue mich fast noch mehr auf den Singleplayer, weil das sieht sehr vielversprechend aus bis jetzt.
Danke sehr.